Hi everybody. Well, we're coming up to the beginning of a new year, and for many that means the time for New Year's resolutions. And just like you, I have in the past set all sorts of New Year's resolutions and forgotten about them or didn't achieve them or had a variety of success or failure with them. And I did something different over this past year, and I'm going to share it with you. And that was, it came out of actually about December of a year ago. A friend of mine posted on Facebook, Kim White, said he had just come back from his 200th run of the year. And I went, wow, 200 times he ran this year. And I started thinking about what would I like to do 200 times in the next year. And I wrote those things down. I wrote 5 things down. First of all, I wanted to get back in. I'd been very negligent about my practice of meditation. I wanted to make sure that I was back into meditating. So I said, I'm going to meditate at least 200 times in the next year. The same thing was true of me for my yoga practice. I wanted to make sure that I practiced yoga 200 times in the year. I also wanted to abstain from drinking alcohol 200 times of the year. I was finding that I'd just have a glass of wine just because I was having a glass of wine. And I wanted to be more mindful about it. And the same thing with sugar, dairy, carbs, all of those things on a dietary standpoint. What I noticed is that I started paying attention to my behaviors. I got a little notebook, and every day I would write down if I was doing those activities or not. But the thing of it was I didn't feel the burden of having to do them every day. It gave me the freedom to choose, today's the day I'm not going to do yoga. Today's the day I'm going to eat pasta. Today's the day that I'm having some wine, whatever it was. So I felt like I had the freedom to do things and not the burden of always having to behave a certain way. Now here's the other thing as I was going through this practice, is if you do something 200 times in the year, it comes out to about 55%. We're not talking like 90%, it's about half the time. So it does allow for a whole level of freedom, but it makes you be mindful. You choose whether or not this is the time you're going to do whatever you want to do, or it's not. So I know, for instance, when I'm going on vacation, I bank my days of all of my good behaviors, my meditation, my yoga, and eating properly, and watching my alcohol consumption, so that when I'm on vacation, I don't have to think about it. I can do whatever I want to. What I found is this practice has enabled me to really pay attention to what it is that I want to accomplish and eliminating that whole piece of beating myself up. So the new year is coming up. Are there some things that you would like to make sure that you're doing on a regular basis that are promoting what you have for your goals? Write them down in a notebook. Track them. See if you can do them 200 times a year. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. And if you liked this tip, be sure and like us on Facebook or share it.